ready to die that night. Not from the sea in front of us, but from the sound behind us. I am not a prophet. I am not a priest. I was a soldier, one of the few men holding a spear while Egypt came running. The sand was cold under my feet. Children were crying. Women were praying. Men were shouting Moses' name like it was the last breath they had left. Then we heard it, the thunder of chariots. The ground shook. Pharaoh was coming. In front of us was the Red Sea. Behind us was death. I remember gripping my spear so hard my hands bled. I thought, this is how freedom ends. No battle. No honor. Just water and swords. Then Moses walked forward. The wind came first. Not soft. Not gentle. It screamed. The sea began to move like it was alive. I saw water pull back, then more, until the ground showed. A path opened where no path should exist. Walls of water stood on both sides of us. I stepped first. My legs were shaking. The sea smelled deep and old, like it was watching us. Fish were trapped in the walls, frozen in fear. Every step felt like the sea could fall at any second. Halfway through, I looked back. Egypt followed us in. Their armor shined. Their horses screamed. I wanted to shout for everyone to run faster, but my voice was gone. Then we reached the other side. Moses raised his staff again. The wind stopped. The sea came back down like the anger of God himself. Chariots broke. Horses vanished. Soldiers screamed once, and then nothing. The water swallowed Egypt like it never existed. When the sun rose, the sea was calm. Bodies washed onto the shore. The same hands that once beat us now floated lifeless. That day, I learned something I will never forget. When God opens a way, no army can stop it. And when he closes it, no enemy survives it. If you're still watching this, remember this. The same God that split the sea is still alive today. We stood there too long staring. No one celebrated. No one shouted. The sea had gone quiet, but my heart was still pounding like the chariots were coming back. Then the bodies began to move. Egyptian soldiers drifted closer to shore, armor still on them. Their eyes were open. Empty. Some had their hands stretched forward, like they were still reaching for us. A child screamed behind me. That's when fear hit me again, because I realized something worse than Pharaoh's army had just happened. We survived. And now we had to live with what we saw. The elders whispered. Some people fell to their knees. Others backed away from the water like it might rise again. I kept my spear ready, not because of Egypt, but because I didn't understand the power we had just walked through. I looked at Moses. He wasn't smiling. His face was pale. His hands were shaking. He knew what we all felt. If God could open the sea, he could close it on us too. That night when we camped, no one slept. Every sound made us jump. Every wave of wind felt like judgment. I sat awake, staring at the fire, thinking about how close death had been. One step slower, one moment of doubt, and I would be part of the sea now. Some men whispered, "What if Pharaoh sends more?" Others said, "What if God changes his mind?" That thought scared me the most. Freedom came with fear. Miracles came with a price. I realized something dark that night. The sea didn't just open to save us. It tested us. Because once you see power like that, you can never go back to who you were before. And if you think the Red Sea was the scariest part of our journey, you're wrong. The desert waited for us. No walls. No water. No place to hide. By the third day, the joy was gone. Our water skins were light. Children cried until their voices broke. Even the strong men began to argue. I heard people whisper Moses' name with anger now, not faith. At night, I kept watch. The desert is not quiet like people think. You hear things, footsteps that aren't there, wind that sounds like voices calling your name. Once, I thought I saw a shape moving beyond the firelight. I raised my spear so fast my arm hurt. Nothing was there. Or maybe something was. Then we reached water. We ran to it like mad people. I fell to my knees and scooped it up, already tasting life again. And spat it out. Bitter. Poisoned. Undrinkable. That's when fear turned into rage. Men shouted. Women wept. Someone screamed, "You brought us here to die." I tightened my grip on my spear, not to fight enemies, but to stop our own people from tearing Moses apart.
If you felt that fear, if your heart was beating when the sea opened, don't scroll. Like this video right now, so YouTube knows you want the rest of this story. Subscribe, because part 2 is where the desert turns darker. And comment, "I'm still watching," if you want me to continue. Because the sea was not the scariest part.